this is a T default for Vertigo. We're going to send 1 towards B, 2 towards A, 1 towards mid, and 1 is going to flex between all of these locations, but by default is going to go towards A. So more times than not is going to go towards A. So let's talk about the B player first. B player's role is to come over here and get control of this area, which I call pit. The advantage of being in pit is that you can't be seen from the site, but you stop this CTs from rotating. You can draw out utility, get information, and convey that information to your team. So there's a couple of key tools in the toolkit for this person. I'll just show the basics. One is this smoke right here, which you bounce off of this section with this electrical conduit. It's going to land right here. It allows you to lurk out, which is cool, and there's some good angles here. But it also lets you come out this side of the smoke without being seen, so you can just come all the way through and just walk right through, and then you've got control of pit once you get to here. You just have to check these places. It also puts out the molly that CTs will often throw, like this. Actually, a deep molly like that will not be put out, but molly like this or like this will be put out by this smoke, and you can go right through it like so. That's the main thing. Getting up onto this sandbags is a really useful thing to do. There's a sort of a secret spot right here that if you can get into, you can hold map control really easily. You just need to watch here, but you can see through the stairs, and it's very useful. And there's a lot of utility that you can throw from here to hit the site, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We'll leave it at that. The goal of this player is to get control of pit. Then there's the A players. So the A players are going to run over this way. It's going to be either 2 or 3 of them. And their objective is to get control of A ramp. So we're not peeking the site yet. We're not doing that. We're not going all the way into here. But we want to get control of this area. So it's going to be a battle. The CTs are going to throw utility. There might be a smoke down right here. They may be spamming. They may be throwing grenades. So a couple of key tools in the toolkit for these players. One is a sandbag smoke. Throw it like that. Sorry, that's not right. Throw it like this, a little bit higher up. Bloom's right there. And the key thing is that it lets you walk up along this side of it and peek out. You can also throw it in this corner of the sandbags itself, like this. You have to be a little bit careful when you throw this. Throwing it there gives you a wider area over here to work up through. So the trick is throwing that smoke while this smoke is up. The other is what I call the yellow smoke. So it blooms along the wall here, and this lets you work up this side. It's not too complicated. This position right here is very powerful. There's lots of utility that you can throw from here, including a pop flash for taking control of scaffolding. So we don't really have control of this area until sandbags is clear, which we'll often do with a Molotov like this or like this. Not like that, like this. So sandbags need to be clear, this area needs to be clear, and we need to have pushed them back to there for scaffolding so that we are secure from scaffolding. So there's a bunch of tools in the toolkit to make that happen. I showed you sandbag smoke, the yellow smoke. There's also this Molotov, the left and right click throw. That's weird that it didn't bloom properly. How strange. Left and right click throw from here. There we go. There's this nade I mentioned earlier, or flashbang. If you throw from there, you can throw grenades over this, like so. All kinds of nades you can throw there. Yeah, that should be that's about what is necessary to get control of this area. There's gonna be a lot of gunfights here, so just got to be ready for that. Another key thing to keep in mind is smoke timing. So CTs are going to throw smoke like here, roughly, a lot of the time. So what we want to do is we want to wait until that smoke has bloomed for a while, and then throw our smoke. Sandbags are yellow. And then when this smoke dies, our smoke will still be there by however long we waited. So there's their smoke gone, our smoke is still here. The CTs may re-smoke after we throw our smoke, but then we can throw a smoke, most of the way through their smoke, and ours will be there at the end, and that's what's important. Yeah, I think that's it for here. In mid, our one mid player, if he's alone and doesn't have a flex, is really just spotting. We can't hold mid very reliably. If you have an op, you might be able to hold an angle like this, but usually you want to be holding these crack angles like here or here. Just making sure that if they push mid, we know about it. If they get into ladder, you can call that. Getting this kill down here is not that hard. If we know that they're there, it's the surprise that gets us. A couple of key things for this person to know. One is how to nade into this door if you need to. So what I like to do is line up this with this right there, and then it's this third line of spackle. So you can throw that as a nade, you can throw that as a Molotov. It's pretty unpleasant for someone playing in here. You can throw it as a smoke. Like so. Those are important. There's also utility to be aware of. There's grenades that you can throw that come through this window and explode right here. So you want to avoid those if you can. And play passively. The mid player's value comes in the middle of the round. It's not really an early round spot to be flashy and like go peeking out like this. If you're alone, it's just a bad idea. If you get a sense that they are not playing mid at all or are playing way far back, you might want to make a play out to somewhere like here. But generally you're waiting, communicating, waiting, and watching. Then once we have map control of B pit and we have map control of A ramp and we've held mid, then we can execute strats. The T's on this map rotate a little bit easier than the CTs and can do so in secret a lot of the time. So we might leave one A ramp and go hit B. We might leave B, meet up mid, and pinch A. There's all kinds of things that you can do, which I'll go over later in some other video, from this default. The flex player is the last role. So the flex player is going to be either here or supporting mid if we want to have a stronger mid presence. So you might come throw flashbangs. Ooh, flashbangs out. Like so. Or you might double nade a particular... boy, I'm messing up a lot. Wow. Double nade. There we go. A particular location that the enemy plays. You might just rush it. If they're not playing it, we might just take mid control, but we want to do that with two. So the flex player would go there. Likewise, if they're playing aggressively at B or they're pushing two up onto the stairs consistently, we might want to play two taking control of B side. And the flex player would be the one who comes and does that. So the flex player needs to know the nades for the whole map. They need to know how we're playing at every location. They need to be able to add value wherever they go. Yeah, so those are the roles. Cool.